Hi, we've got Pip Harry here talking to us today. She's the author of August and Jones. Welcome, Pip.
Thanks, Jackie. Very excited to be here.
Oh, fantastic. We're going to just have a little chat about your book. What gave you the idea to write August and Jones? It's such a wonderfully rich, emotive book for young people.
Well, I was at my home and it was the middle of the pandemic and I was in Singapore, stuck in Singapore actually. They'd closed all the borders in both Singapore and Australia. And I was looking through Facebook and I saw a story about two children. Their names are Matilda Cross and Jara Podesta. And they were in a Two of Us story in the Sydney Morning Herald. And so I read it and I was just struck by the beautiful friendship that they had, the kindness between them. And I thought, wow, that would make a really good middle grade book. So just a bit of background, Jara has retinoblastoma, which is the same as Jones in the book. And he had his eye removed when he was about 10 years old. Matilda became his special friend and guide at school. She even learnt Braille, which is amazing for her age. They're still friends, and I recently caught up with them in their home in Castlemaine. But they sparked the inspiration for August and Jones, and it was so exciting to be able to share the idea with them. Their families really got behind it. And I feel like I share the book with them.
And how long did it take you to write the book?
It took me about a year to get the first draft down, and then there's a bunch of rewriting that happens when you send it to your publisher and they assign an editor, and you've got to work on it quite a bit before it becomes a publishable thing. So maybe a year, and then it was out in 2022. So 2 years between the idea and the book hitting the shelves.
Yeah, great. And the main theme of the book is change and going through big changes and transitions in life. What was the impetus to write about change for young people experiencing what is significant change in the book, especially for Jones as she goes through what she experiences?
Yeah, so you're right, there's a number of big and quite scary changes that happen for both the characters, August and Jones. So August's family, their parents are separating and he's really confused about that and how his life will change. And then Jones has a major illness, cancer, and she's facing potentially losing her sight. So huge change for both these kids. And at the time that I wrote it, I was preparing to move back to Australia from my home in Asia where I'd been for 6 years. And my daughter was also preparing for that and she was 11 at the time. So I really was focused on change and hard things like that. And I was about to have a spinal operation, a major surgery on my spine. So it was really bubbling. All these changes in my life came through on the page, I think,
What do you think it's saying about change? What kind of message did you want to express?
I think that we can do hard things and come out the other end, maybe come out the other end stronger, different, stronger. Change is scary, but it doesn't have to always be a bad thing.
I think that really came through in the novel and that ability to adapt as well, how August then shows her around the school and how she's going to be able to remember things like the monkey bars and where things are in the school, and that beautiful part we were talking about where she tries to remember her parents' faces. So it's adapting to change and how we do that in life, because it's inevitable that things will change and we have to cope with them.
Yeah, exactly. And, in my life, my daughter had a really rocky first year back in Australia, but now has a beautiful set of friends and a new school and is thriving. And, I've had my surgery and I've come out the other side and I'm a stronger person, and it was really hard. But I kind of wanted to, through the book, to tell children that, you can survive tough life situations. Your life can be turned upside down and, it's okay, it'll right itself. Give it time and be patient and you'll be okay. That was a message.
Yeah, beautiful. So the friendship between August and Jones is a bit, we don't read about this kind of friendship very often. It's a boy and a girl, and they become best friends at school. Why did you want to write about that? Did that occur to you through someone you knew, or?
I've always had really, really good friends who were boys, especially growing up. I remember I had two boys in my life who were twins, and they followed me through my life, as a really young kid. right through my teenage years. I took one of them to my school dance, and
cool.
you know, we ended up swimming together in the same squad. And I think male-female relationships are really interesting to explore. And in terms of their friendship, they're very different kids, so I wanted to make sure that was highlighted. So Jones is extremely adventurous and fearless and loves rock climbing and running and all those sorts of things. She's an adrenaline junkie. On the other hand, August is very quiet and reflective. He likes reading, pop music, musicals, knitting. He starts knitting. But I didn't want them to want to change each other, but to really appreciate each other's differences and, you know, maybe dip into each other's worlds a little bit without any pressure, really. So, yeah, so that was fun. I think their relationship is based also on kindness, and the support that they give each other is amazing through the book.
Yeah, that's right. I think they help each other not only achieve their goals and their shared goals, because they have their bucket list, but also, like with August knitting, Jones gives him the confidence to come out and say to his dad, like, that's what I want to do. And I think that's what's so beautiful. They help each other realise things and grow, which is what a good friendship does. So it's so beautifully written.
Yeah, and the real life kids, Matilda and Jara, they have the most beautiful friendship as well. Still, you know, they're 14, maybe even 15 now. Yeah. But they do that for each other. They're there for each other. And there was a really lovely moment where we launched the book together at a library, and Matilda was just quietly reading August and Jones to Jara and just talking to him and sharing how many people were in the audience and what was going on in the rooms, so he could experience it through her. And yeah, it was amazing.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. And what is it about writing for young people that you enjoy?
Oh, that's a huge question. I think that they're really good readers and a really good audience. The enthusiasm I get from school groups and from kids reading my books is amazing. They're really into it, they're really passionate, they really get into the story in a way that maybe adult readers are a little bit more distanced from story. And I also just like writing about first-time experiences, which happen a lot in stories, middle grade stories, YA stories. You know, it's this discovery of new things that I enjoy writing. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been so lovely to have you chatting with us today, and we're so excited to produce this On Demand Plus unit so that teachers can work on your book in the classroom and have some more ideas about how to engage kids with this wonderful book.
Thank you. I'm just absolutely delighted that it's going to be made into an ATYP production. Thank you.
Thank you.